Ladies and gentlemen, gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a tactical tip on how to counter the US Airborne battle group in the early game. We're going to break it down real quick on this tactical map and then jump into the gameplay. In this match, my team is playing the Axis in the bottom left-hand corner, while our opponents are playing the Allies in the top right-hand corner, and they're all playing the US forces. Right in the beginning of the game, we notice one airplane in red, as you'll see, coming down this way, while another airplane in purple coming across the screen. And it's really important to note, guys, if you see this, if you see two airplanes in the very beginning of the match, and you know your opponents are playing the US forces, you can assume two things. Number one, they're playing the US Airborne battle group. And number two, they have to be dropping paratrooper MGs, right? So let's go ahead and drop these two units. We'll get rid of these planes. And in the beginning of the game, we know immediately that that's the only option they have, is to drop these MGs. So you'll see another plane go by, which means that a third MG is on the battlefield early. And it's very important to keep tabs of those airplanes because it gives you an indication of what they have on the front line. Now, one important timing to note is that your opponent, US Forces opponent, can pump these out every 30 seconds. That's the cooldown, and they have access to it immediately. So that means by the 60-second mark, he can have two para MGs on the front line. That's very, very fast. So what they're looking to do is, of course, not drop these MGs in the top corner or bottom corner, right? What they're looking to do is drop the MGs in a forward position on a point in the map that's going to cover a wide range of territory. Of course, MGs, as we all know, have to set up. They have a cooldown setup time, and they also are immobile, right? They're static units. They're just looking to suppress you and force you to retreat early on. So we know our opponent's game plan. They want to jump onto the front line. They want to control this wide open territory, and we have to circumvent that. Now, as the Axis, and I'll be playing the Wehrmacht in the number 2 position here, the fastest I can get out my units is I can get 2 Grens at a minute 20. So he can get 2 para MGs at 60 seconds. I can get 2 Grens at a minute 20. So he has a tempo advantage. He has the speed advantage. He's going to get onto the battlefield much quicker than I can, and he's going to set up. Now, his strength is what we just talked about, is this frontal defense. I'm not going to be able to engage him head on. But what's his weakness? Remember, guys, we've always talked about on this channel, avoid strength, avoid the strength here, and always attack weakness. Well, his weakness is he's very immobile. He's not going to be looking to move very much. He can't take all portions of the map. He's choosing to sacrifice capping power to take a position. So what we want to do as the Axis, and you'll see my teammate is playing the DAC in the number 3 position. So he's going to have access to his Grenadiers, just like I have access to my Grenadiers, right? Let's go ahead and make these a little bit smaller so it's a little easier to follow. Now, what's really important to note, guys, is we want to abuse his weakness early, and that is immobility. So what you're looking to do in these situations is anticipate the position. You know he's dropping somewhere center, and to push the flanks. So that's this flank, and push on the outside here. And your following units coming up are going to be looking to break through and find holes and openings in the MG positions, right? What you want to do is you want to push the pace and tempo early on. His strength, once again, is his frontal defense, right? He can take on a head-on engagement. His weakness is he doesn't have a lot of manpower, riflemen, to be able to deal with incursions. So you want to push past his front line, and you want to start wreaking havoc back here in his back line, right? And that's so important because you know that although he dropped these para MGs, he probably doesn't have a barracks right away. He could, but he probably doesn't. He has his scout squad, which is capping these back points, and then eventually he's going to come up and reinforce this position. But once you break the front line, once you get past these MGs here, it's smooth sailing. There's nothing back here in the early game, right? You know that. We talked about early game theory a lot. You know what he's capable of. You know what he has available to him. You want to take advantage of that and anticipate it. So he can do a couple things. He can fully retreat these units, or he can keep dropping para MGs, hoping to catch you. But that's an exercise in futility. Once you've broken past his rear, and you've made it into his back line, it's chaos. He is going to be retreating, and you're going to be able to take this entire position, right? So that's in stark contrast to saying, oh, okay, he's going MGs. This looks very daunting. Instead of grenadiers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build one grenadier, and then I'm going to build a motor or a sniper. And although these are great units, this is actually totally viable. And they directly counter the MGs, right? They're hard counter units. They'll take these out. It's a very slow tempo. You're not going to be able to hit them hard early. And what you're going to allow them to do is build up more forces and reinforce these positions with more riflemen, with potentially jeeps, potentially airborne units by that time. And they're going to have the adequate reinforcements to hold their initial objective. So this is a totally fine play. You can totally say, okay, I want to get these. But my recommendation and what I want to suggest here is that you take advantage of your earliest units and you attack the flanks and allow your reinforcing units to push up and cause more chaos. Because if these flanking units force these units to pick up and reposition, that means your reinforcing units can come in now and take the ground. So guys, I hope this made sense. This is a super important tactic because I've been seeing this a lot. I've been seeing a lot of para MGs as the axis, and players love this. I don't think it's a particularly strong strategy, but I can see how this can become very abusive when it's not dealt with very quickly. So I hope this is helpful. Let's jump into the gameplay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go or Luftwaffe battle group.
Look at that shit.
I'm going to open with grenadiers and a Kettenkrad. Let's see how we do here.
Infantry company complete.
All right, who's in the top?
On top.
Okay.
Yeah, they're flying in.
We got Airborne.
Yeah.
Kettenkrad reconnaissance vehicle available.
Joe, I'll cap that munitions. You're good. Just keep moving forward.
Initiate capture. Let's show the infantry how it's. What is our assignment?
Where are they dropping? Looks like they're dropping in the center.
Both left and right, I think.
Grenadiers assembled.
Silence! Grenadiers ready!
If I had to guess, it's MGs.
Very, very highly likely.
Is that the only thing they could fly in that early?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just stay wide, Joe. Let's see if we can get a flank on them. I'm gonna bring my pioneers up as well. We got another plane, dude. These guys are airborne happy.
Okay, here's scouts, middle. Have a not.
I'll get that point.
On your feet, pioneers.
Pushing up. Good job. Keep going, Joe. Nice.
Oh,
Nice
stable.
work.
Oh, two MGs, two MGs left. See it?
Yep.
What a little shit.
Where are they facing? Shoot. I gotta get out of here.
Grenadiers have been mustered
I'm
for
gonna kill
battle.
that scout.
I'm not gonna be able to get out of there.
I can flank him right now, Chris.
Okay. I'm going around with the grins. Nice job, Joe. Oh, this guy's getting out of here. Oh, he's gonna die. Run, buddy, run. Oh,
We have lost the Kettenkrad scout.
nice job, dude.
How am I surprised? Oh, they did the inverted angle. That's so stupid. Another MG.
Coming up behind.
Okay, they retreated, Another one's dropping down. Let's dump on it.
Yep. There's another one coming up, though, Joe. Right up here. Purple.
Okay. Put the fourth one.
Yep. He's got another one. Oh, can we snag this?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Why have I seen this strategy like several times already?
Yeah, because it's easy.
This is unbelievable.
Grenadiers assembled.
Can we get this squad? Dude, I would love to get this. Nope. It's all good.
I'll cap that, Chris. You can keep your guys together.
Oh, here it is. There's the other MG. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that tactical tip, and I hope it's helpful for you in your team games. If you ever come across this strategy, I hope you absolutely crush it. And for this game, we were able to take advantage of the early game and slowly bleed out our opponents. And it's all because we were able to, number one, identify our opponent's game plan and objective. We identified the airplanes early. We anticipated that they would be dropping para MGs and where they would be dropping them. And then we aggressively pushed with our infantry early. We avoided their strength, which was that head-on assault, and we attacked their weakness, which was their flanks, pushing into their backline, wreaking havoc and chaos, forcing them to retreat, and then digging into our position. So guys, I hope that's helpful. If it was, go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. It goes a long way in supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.